I didn't go to college out of high school, actually. I started working right away. I worked at 16, worked in different things. I worked at Dairy Queen. I worked at Rite Aid. Actually, I started working at Rite Aid when I was, I think, 17, and I was a manager of a store by the time I was 19.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You must have some amazing skills.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just I'm very logical, and everything kind of just fits into a logical puzzle for me.
I gotcha.
So yeah, it was weird because we didn't even give keys to anybody until they were the age of 21, and I was already managing a store at 19.
Did you have the keys?
I did have the keys.
Hi, it's Marcus here for another episode of EIC, Entrepreneur Impromptu Conversations. I have the esteemed privilege to be here with another guest, and we're here at Adrian Jewels, an amazing men's custom apparel store here on Main Street. I'll have the details in the comments because I can't remember. We actually were supposed to meet at a different location, but we pivoted. It's always, and being an entrepreneur, being able to pivot and flex is always important to be able to have a backup plan. And so we're here at this amazing store. It smells amazing. They actually custom suits for men, customly. Again, we're here for another episode, and I have the esteemed privilege of being here. She's going to introduce herself. Let's get into it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lisa Dugan. I own True Tally Bookkeeping. I work with small to mid-sized clients, and I do a lot of cleanups, really. Cleaning up bookkeeping and then maintaining it as long as the clients need me to. I actually provide some more things that I didn't know I even had the talent for. I've been helping clients find office managers to help them out to free up some time, and have been super successful at that. And I have also been helping a nonprofit kind of reduce some of her expenses.
Wow, that is cool. So dialing it back a bit, you're Lisa Dugan.
Yes.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Niagara Falls.
Okay.
My parents are from Pennsylvania, so I spent a lot of time there as well. But I spent my whole life on the same street, basically. I moved on that street when I was 2.
What's the name of the street?
Still live there. It's 87th Street.
Okay.
Still live there.
All right.
Bought a house down the street from where my parents lived.
So you love Niagara Falls, huh?
I do. I think that it's kind of sad now that I don't want to leave because I do like the city, but it is going down the tubes, unfortunately. And I see what's happening.
I think it's going to get a little bit better with the infrastructure and the discovering that we have in Niagara Falls, and there's tourism that people come to see the Niagara Falls, and then they go to the Canadian side, but for them to focus on the Niagara
area
Falls U.S. side is going to be important.
Yeah.
But you grew up there. What did you do out of high school?
I didn't go to college out of high school, actually. I started working right away. I worked at 16, worked in different things. I worked at Dairy Queen. I worked at Rite Aid. Actually, I started working at Rite Aid when I was, I think, 17, and I was a manager of a store by the time I was 19.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You must have some amazing skills.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just I'm very logical, and everything kind of just fits into a logical puzzle for me.
I gotcha.
So yeah, it was weird because we didn't even give keys to anybody until they were the age of 21, and I was already managing a store at 19.
Did you have the keys?
I did have the keys. Oh, that's funny. Hopefully I can open the store.
So, segueing to that, what was your career after those
I guess my biggest careers, I worked at Life Technologies. I was there for 19 years.
Okay.
Thermo Fisher bought them, and I eventually got laid off because of that purchase.
Got it. What were you doing there?
I did everything. I actually started out in distribution. I went into manufacturing. I was running this product. So I was doing the entire gamut with this product line, which was like a commodity.
Okay.
I hate to say what it was, but I'll skip that piece.
Okay, that's okay.
I ended up getting pulled into production planning for that product and then taking on some other areas, and then ended up in product management for that product and got pulled all the way through and went into marketing and back into operations. And from there, that's where I was working when I was let go. I kind of managed this product all the way through.
Got it. So your passion, and the years flew by.
Yeah.
You're busy handling everything.
Yeah.
What triggered the bookkeeping passion?
Yeah. So after leaving that company after 19 years, I spent some time moving from small company to small company. And I was a supply chain manager, so I did that for a really long time.
What does that entail?
It is running purchasing, production planning, so it's in manufacturing environments.
Okay.
And I did that for a very long time. And then inventory as well, should have said that.
Okay. Keeping track of things.
Yeah, I kind of got to the point where I was tired of being pulled in a lot of different directions and wanted to kind of make my own way.
Okay.
And so I knew I needed to start my own business. So I started down a path and realized it wasn't the correct one, and then I came across
What was that path?
It was, I don't know, it was something on the internet. I can't even remember what it was called.
Okay.
Because it was very short-lived.
Very short-lived.
And then I found this ad for this, it's called Bookkeeper Launch.
Okay.
And it was by a guy.
Online or?
Yes, and it was by a guy named Ben Robinson who owned it at the time. He doesn't own it anymore. And it was just, he came across as so honest and forthright. I bought into it.
Okay.
So it's like a 90-day program, and I always have loved accounting and bookkeeping, and so that's how I got into it. And I love what I do. Love it.
That's to have something that you enjoy doing. It doesn't really seem like work, is it? Do you agree?
It doesn't at all.
So, when did you establish True Tally Bookkeeping?
So it started, I actually launched the business July 22nd, 2024. So I haven't hit my 2-year mark.
All right.
My first 6 months, I spent networking like crazy, not making a dime, but working really, really hard. Got my first client in the beginning of 2025.
Okay.
And then my first year, I had a goal of 5 clients. My first full year started with clients, so January to December, I had that.
Wow.
The first quarter of this year, I tripled my clients.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And what has that, so to have the tenacity to work through and do the grind,
Yeah.
I mean, you paid it forward basically, would you do anything different?
Would I do anything different? I don't know that I would. I had learned a lot of lessons along the way. I had to cut into a little bit of my 401k to survive because I wasn't working. And so maybe I would have a part-time job or something along the way, but I think it would have taken away from my networking. So thinking about it, I really don't think I would have done anything differently.
Yeah. A lot of people, you kind of we're used to getting the weekly paycheck on Friday.
Yes.
But when you're an entrepreneur, the expectation, clocking in from 9 to 5,
right.
40-hour week, predictable. That's not what it looks like.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic. No.
What did those days look like at the beginning?
I was going to every single networking thing I could possibly go to. I was doing chamber meetings. One was at 8 o'clock in the morning. 8:30 in the morning was another one. I was doing evening events, so I could be gone until 8 o'clock in the evening. Mm-hmm. So I said I was the hardest working non-paid person around.
So do you have family? Because you didn't speak to.
My parents have been gone a long time, so I don't have parents, but I do have a boyfriend of 30 years this summer. Crazy. and I have 4 children. So we have kind of a Brady Bunch situation.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. What was that like on the family to be running this? You didn't have anything coming in. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. You did, but most of the time, you painting that picture for people who don't understand entrepreneurship is sometimes complicated.
It was a bit challenging for my boyfriend.
Okay.
At first, he didn't see the vision, and so I had to convince him, that I could do this. And he knows who I am, and so I did have a job offer in between there for quite a lot of money.
Were you tempted?
I was. I took, they gave me 3 days to decide. I took the entire 3 days. It was right when I launched my business.
Okay.
And so it was really I just launched it and I'm ready to go. And I think it was a test from, I'm believer of God, and I believe that was his test to me to say, are you really in this?
Okay.
And I turned it down. So he had to be on board for that. Scott had to be on board for that.
That's wonderful. To have a support system is very important. But casting that vision, helping them to understand, having that conversation is sometimes hard.
Yeah.
But pretty obviously you had that conversation, and now
I'm doing good.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's starting in bookkeeping or any type of business, to help them to set those goals and put in the work for that vision?
I think the first thing I would tell them is how networking works. I think when I started out my business, I had no clue. I went to my first networking event and we all stood in a circle and introduced each other and handed out cards and never spoke again. And I think
it's not a relationship.
Well, you're never going to get where I went home and I said, I'm not going to get anything from that. What do I need to do to adjust? And I met Carly, who actually helped me out a lot.
Okay.
So if I had to talk to someone who was just starting out, that would be my key, is to first tell them what networking is, and then how hard it is, that they need to be out there and meeting every single person they can, in every town that they can, because that's how you get the business. That
is where it is. I met Carly too. She actually, the group that we're in now. Yeah. That's how I came to the group.
Well, Carly didn't bring me to the group. Jim did. Okay. But through Carly telling me about Alignable, which was kind of a big thing for me. I met Jim, and Jim has been a godsend to me. He introduced me to Quality Contacts and got me my first client, and many since. He's been a big thing for me.
So you got clients now. What is the onboarding process like when you get someone interested? What does that look like?
So if somebody refers a person to me that needs a bookkeeper, typically I schedule a call or a meeting depending on what works for them. And I do kind of I try to get an understanding of what it is that they're looking for, what problems they're experiencing. Are their books up to date? Did they have a bookkeeper previously? Those types of things. Where are you in your bookkeeping? Have you done anything? And where do you want to start out? So I understand what kind of, if they want to clean up or if they just want to start fresh in the new year. And so that is we talk about that and what that would look like. If they want to move forward, I have them share their stuff with me. So if they're on QuickBooks, they can share that with me so I can review it. If not, they have to send me their bank statements. And I find out if they have a loan, all those questions that are important to what you're going to have to do for them.
Got it.
And then there is the deliverables. So I have an engagement letter and a proposal that I send through that has what the cost will be for each of the things that I'm going to provide for them, what's included and what isn't included. Because I think that's super important, because they have to understand where hey, maybe I do want one of these things. Can we give me a new price with this included? Being fully transparent, so very they know transparent. What to expect. And then if they sign that, then I start digging into their stuff, and I come up with some questions. We have a kickoff meeting, and It's different for everyone. Some people aren't on anything, so there's a fee to get us set up if I set them up.
Because that's digging and trying to figure out the starting period of their fiscal year, and then trying to catch them up, clean up,
exactly.
establish a foundation.
Exactly. I mean, every person is so different in what they need, and what they're looking for and what they want to fix is all different.
Got it. So if someone wants to refer you, what is your wheelhouse? What is your specialty? Is it service-based businesses? What does that look like? So
I don't really have a niche because my clients are kind of all over the place.
Okay.
What I would like is clients that have been in business, 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
They've somewhat established, but maybe were doing their own books, or maybe had a family member or somebody in the business that they're getting too overloaded now and want to unload. That's kind of my peak area. But I really will talk to anybody about their books. I think what I bring to the table that stands me apart is that I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I spend a little bit more time on their books than maybe someone else would, because I want to make sure that it's absolutely correct. I'm not going to say I don't make mistakes, but because I'm a perfectionist, I'm always reviewing it, and I usually find the mistakes that I make.
Got it. So what's your outlook now from being in business for 2 years? Your anniversary is coming.
Yeah.
What does the next 5 years look like?
Well, that's funny because I was just talking about that yesterday with Jim, actually, because I've just recently found office managers for 2 people. One is a landscaper that I was working with, and he's thrilled with the person I found. And then I just found one for one of my clients, and he called me the other night to say I met with her, and she's fantastic. So I kind of feel like I am going to put something together around that, that if there's someone that you need to help you with your business, I could potentially find you somebody. But I'm also doing other things like some advisory work. I'm helping people with try to figure out how to lessen their expenses. Things like that. So,
are you finding with your clients, do they understand AR, profit, P&Ls, balance sheet? Do they understand what the importance in understanding those numbers?
Not all of them. Some of them don't want regular reports. So I do send them yearly reports for tax purposes. But I do ask them, how you want them and if you want them. And if they want an explanation about it, most of them really don't. Especially the smaller ones. But I do have one who has a franchise, who has to meet with their franchise, and then so I do specific reports, year over year, month reviews, and I have a nonprofit that I'm sending reports to. And I sent them something different. I'm like, you tell me what you want. Here's what I can do. And I started showing her some things that I can do for her, whether she wants month over month or.
Got it. That is cool.
Yeah.
So typically toward the end of the podcast, I ask my guests to do a 30-second pitch to somebody that you may be looking to do business with. Can you take the opportunity to do that now and look in the camera?
I think that the client that I would really like to do business with is some landscapers. I have some knowledge there. I actually did some training in landscaping. Plus I worked with a landscaper for a while in his office helping him out. So I would say that is the area where I could actually bring something extra to. So if there's any landscapers out there that are looking for some help in their books, reach out.
Wonderful. We pivoted. We're in this amazing space here on Main Street. That was awesome.
Thank you.
So again, this has been another episode of EIC, Entrepreneur Impromptu Conversations, and I've been here with the esteemed privilege with Lisa Dugan, who is a bookkeeper. So if you're looking for a bookkeeper for your business to help you get your finances in line, because being in business is your passion, but being able to keep track of those numbers and understand where your money is going is an important aspect if you want to succeed. Please like and subscribe this podcast. We look forward to you tuning in, and comment, like, and share. This has been another episode of Entrepreneur Impromptu Conversations. We'll see you next time.